What is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be doing another NBA tier list, but this time it's going to be starting point guards in the league and my projections for the 2025 NBA season. So, without further ado, please like, please subscribe. We're on the road to 500 subscribers, and without further ado, let's get on with the video. So, yeah, these are my projections for next year's 2025 season, and I'm just gonna explain the tiers real quick, and then we're gonna get on with the putting the players in the tiers. So S tier, S is basically like superstars, like they're like the best point guards in the league, like arguable. There's probably gonna be only like maybe two or three, maybe four S tiers, but that's very very rare. I think A tier are like all-star caliber players that still have it, and they're really close to the S tier, but they're not there yet. They can still lead a team to a deep playoff run, but not S tier level. B tier, I think these are just like mid players. I mean, not mid, like they're pretty good players. It's just they're really close to an S tier players, but they can be starting point guards on a decent team that can maybe make the play in or like the playoffs. C tier, just it's just mid. Like C is just a mid tier, and then D is just the worst. Like they're just not good. They're just rotational players. Should not be in the league. Like you can put them in that category. So without further ado, let's get on with the video. So Fred VanVleet, I think he's a B tier. Like I think Fred's decent. He's not really a star. Actually, no. Fred VanVleet, I feel like he's C tier. I think the reason why I put Fred VanVleet C tier is because I just don't know if he's like a starting point guard caliber player where you can just make him the number one guy like as a point guard and lead a team to the playoffs or like a deep playoff run. So I don't see him there. Dennis Schroeder, I mean D tier, man. I mean I haven't heard of him since the LA Lakers series. I don't know why he's on this tier list, but I don't know. I don't even know who this guy is, so I'm gonna put him D tier. I'm sorry, Charlotte Hornets fans, but if you're part of the Hornets, like unless you're LaMelo Ball, you're just a nobody. But Javon Carter D tier. I mean he's just a rotational player. Gary Trent, I think there's some upside in him. I'm gonna put a C tier for him right now. I think there's upside for him, but he's actually, I don't know, he's not really a starting point guard, or like even mid. Like I feel like he's a mid starting point guard, but he's decent. I feel there's like some upside. He's a pretty good 3-point shooter. I think he led the league in open 3-point shots made, so that's why I'm putting him C. I'm respecting him right there. Russell Westbrook, I'm putting him C tier. I know he didn't play the best playoffs, but he was decent. Like he was decent. He's still Russell Westbrook. He'll still come off the bench. Actually, you know what? No. He has to be D tier. Never mind. He's a backup. Sorry, I forgot about that. This is basically backup. So yeah, never mind. He's a backup right now. So he's D tier. But I still respect Russell Westbrook. He still gives you good minutes off the bench. But yeah, Jalen Brunson. I think Jalen Brunson is an A tier. He's an A tier. Um, he's solid. He's a really good point guard. Like he was an All Star this season. So yeah, and I think he'll be really good next year with the New York Knicks, with his new New York Knicks team. Can he be the number one on the championship team? We gotta figure that out. But John Morant, he's an A tier. I just don't. The reason why I don't put John Morant higher is because he's like Jalen Brunson. He gets out in the second round. That's what he is. He's a guy who gets to the playoffs. I think John Morant will have a great year next year. MVP conversation maybe, but he always has really good regular seasons. But the playoffs just they don't hit for him. So I mean, again, he went against the Warriors, and then last year went against the Lakers. So 2 years ago. So I don't know. Tyrese Halliburton, I'm putting him in A tier. He's a solid, really really good point guard. Very good playmaker. Made a really good deep playoff run this year in the Eastern Conference Finals. Yeah, players were injured this season, but for the Bucks and the Knicks, but you still have to give credit where credit's due. He was still a solid point guard. Jalen Green, I'm putting him as C tier right now. I see some upside in him, but I just don't know. I have to see more from Jalen Green. But I don't think he's there yet, but I think he will be there. Yeah, he's D tier. Dame Lillard, I'm putting him. I'm putting him B tier. He wasn't an All Star. He was an All Star though. Do I? You know what? Never mind. I gotta give respect to Dame. I gotta give respect to Dame. He's an A tier player. I mean, he's an All Star. It's Dame time. Do I see a regression next year? Yes, but again, I gotta put some respect to him. Amin Thompson, putting him as D tier. No explanation. He's rookie. SGA. Oh, this is hard. Putting SGA S tier. The reason why I'm putting SGA S tier is he was in the MVP conversation last year. Solid player, average like 30, like pretty good player. made some noise in the playoffs. Obviously lost to the Dallas Mavericks, but I feel like the team got better. I think he'll be really, really good, and he'll be in the MVP conversation yet again. So yeah, I'm putting SGA as Harden. We're putting him B. I think he's a solid B team player. He's not an all star, but he's better than mid. He's pretty good at this stage of his career. Harden's a B team, a B point guard. We're putting Luka. Okay, this is not any order, so I'm going to put Luka here. There's no order in this. Luka's an S. I mean, there's no explanation. These 5 All NBA first team speaks for all of it. DeJounte Murray, you're putting in B tier too. He's just with the Harden. Like he's good, but he's not gonna like be your X factor. But hopefully he does well in the Pelicans. Also with Trey, same thing. Like Trey, same thing with him. Like he's good. He had a deep playoff run, but he hasn't made the All Stars in so long, and I just don't know if he's gonna be. I don't know if he can lead a team to a championship. Like I don't know yet, but can I see him? I just don't know. The Hawks are just in a weird situation where like I don't know. He's a tricky one because he can be when he's not his best, he's an A or an S, but like right now I feel like he's a B. LaMelo Ball, I'm putting him. Oh, he's just not been healthy. I'm putting him C tier. No, he doesn't really fit the C tier though. I'm gonna put him C tier because I don't know. I'm just not comfortable putting him B tier. I don't want to put him in the same tier as Trae Young and James Harden. I think he has upside. He's very, very good. It's just that he's so injury prone. He's not really led to winning the Hornets. I know the Hornets are bad, but I don't know. I don't know. He's a tricky one, but I think C tier, maybe low B tier, but I'll put LaMelo Ball there. Wardell, Stephen Curry. I mean, the glorious king. We gotta put him. At S tier. I mean, he's the greatest point guard of all time. He's the best point guard in the league. I'm sorry to all you Luka fans, but he's still better than Luka. Luka will never touch Steph. But again, Steph Curry S tier. And then let's go Tyrese Maxey. Tyrese Maxey is a very, very, very tricky one. I think he's borderline all-star. He is a B tier player right now, but I think next year he will be an all-star. But again, I gotta look. But what I saw from 2024, can I see him next year? I don't know. Paul George is on that team too, so he's gonna be probably the third option. But I can still see Tyrese Maxey making an all-star next year. But I think B tier is solid for him. Mike Conley, I'm putting him C tier. Chris Paul, I'm putting him D tier. He's the back. Actually, no, never mind. Chris Paul's a C tier because he's going to be on the Spurs next year and he's going to be the starting point guard. D tier, I'm putting Lowry D tier. I mean, he barely plays anymore. Malcolm Brogdon, yeah, D tier. Derek White, you're C tier. I'm sorry, like you're a great shooter, but you're not a starting point guard caliber player. I'm not putting you in the same tier as James Harden. Dinkelberg can go D tier. D'Lo. If we're talking about regular season, you're a B tier, but if you're talking about playoffs, I put playoffs a little bit more. I'm putting you D tier. I'm sorry, D'Lo fans. No, actually, no, never. I'm putting him C tier. I'll put C tier. I'll put him C tier. He deserves to be C tier. Marcus Smart, yeah, you're C tier too. Kyrie Irving, you're an all star. You're an A tier. Colin Sexton, you are a C tier. I'm kind of breezing through these because these are like kind of obvious ones. Who is this? Is this Markelle Fultz? Okay, this is Markelle Fultz. I think this is this is Markelle Fultz. Yeah, you're D tier, man. You had so much promise, but yeah, sorry. You're D tier. Cole Anthony, I'm sorry, you're also D tier. You're getting there. You're decent. Actually, you know what? I'm putting Cole Anthony. I see some upside in him. I see some upside. His defense is really good, but Tyus Jones is very, very underrated. Very, very underrated point guard. But you're C tier. I mean, you're on the Wizards for a reason. Cade Cunningham I'm putting in B. I've seen Cade Cunningham so many times put the Pistons on his back. I know they only won 14 games this season, but he's still a great player. I see some high upside. He's definitely high C tier, but I'm putting him low B tier here. Y'all can flame me in the comments, but I'm putting Cade Cunningham there. Honestly, hashtag free Cade, bro. But anyways, Trey Jones, you're C tier. Monte Morris. Okay, yeah, the Wizards players are automatic D tier. I'm sorry. I don't know why Jordan Poole is not even on this list, but Jordan Poole would definitely be C tier. Nembhard, you're C tier. I see some high upside in you. De'Aaron Fox, you are De'Aaron Fox is hard. I'm putting him high A tier. I'm putting him high. I respect De'Aaron Fox. I'm putting him high A tier. I think he's just a little bit better than Harden, but yeah. And then I'm putting Drew Holiday B tier, and then I'm putting Jamal Murray A tier. No, not S tier. A tier. And then I'm putting Darius Garland. Ooh, that's hard. This is hard. This is hard. Okay, yeah, he's the first one on the C tier. Yeah. So this is basically my list, guys. I got Steph, Shea, Luka. I told y'all there's only 3 elite point guards in the league, in my opinion, that are like the elite of the elites. And then I think this is a solid list. I think these are all like all-star caliber point guards. Not all of them are gonna make the all-stars, obviously. So, and then these are like, okay, they're borderline all-stars. James Harden just passed his prime, and then these are just up and coming rising stars. I mean, Chris Paul, he's the reason why I'm putting Chris Paul here is because he is a starter, and I don't know. Chris Paul definitely could be D tier, but I think he still has that veteran presence. He's still a pretty good point guard. And then there's just role players here, and D tier is just like, I don't know. Hopefully your NBA career is gonna be resurrected. Russell Westbrook's the only one I'm kind of want to put him in C tier, but I kind of did make that rule that you have to be a starting point guard to be in the top tier list. So, like, I don't know. Y'all comment down below what you guys think about my list. Again, this is my list. I like to see you guys in the comments with your opinions. But anyways, if you guys want more tier making videos, please let me know in the comments. I really enjoy making these videos and sharing my thoughts and my opinions to y'all. Y'all let me know in the comments. It's been your boy Slashing, and I'm out. Peace.